Closure is often described as the final step in healing. A conversation, an explanation, a clear ending that is supposed to bring peace. And yet, for many people, closure does not relieve emotional attachment. Instead, it intensifies it. In this episode, we'll examine why the desire for closure is so persistent, why answers rarely settle the nervous system, and why emotional relief is not created through information alone. This is not about avoiding difficult conversations. It is about understanding what closure actually does and does not provide. When people seek closure, they are rarely seeking facts. They are seeking relief from uncertainty, an end to mental replay, a sense of emotional resolution. Closure is often imagined as a moment where understanding replaces distress, but understanding and regulation are not the same process. The brain is designed to reduce uncertainty. Unanswered questions create cognitive tension. The mind attempts to resolve that tension by filling gaps, replaying events, and imagining alternative outcomes. This is not emotional weakness. It is a normal response to unresolved attachment. When a connection ends without clarity, the mind searches for meaning as a way to regain stability. Even when explanations are provided, relief is often short-lived. New details create new questions. Explanations invite reinterpretation. Tone, timing, and perceived intention become additional variables. Rather than closing the loop, the conversation expands it. This is because the nervous system does not calm through information. It calms through safety. Closure is a cognitive concept. Regulation is a physiological process. One happens through words, the other happens through the body. A nervous system that is activated will continue searching, even after answers are given. This is why people can receive apologies, explanations, or honesty, and still feel unsettled. Seeking closure often requires re-engagement. Contact reactivates emotional memory. Familiar cues resurface. Hope, even if unintended, is briefly restored. For the nervous system, this is not resolution. It is stimulation. The relief felt immediately after a conversation is often temporary regulation, not closure. Attachment does not end when contact ends. The body retains relational memory. Patterns of anticipation, disappointment, and relief continue internally. Closure attempts often target the narrative, while the body remains conditioned to the loop. Until regulation occurs, the urge to understand persists. The desire for closure is strongest when emotional activation is high, during periods of longing, rumination, or unresolved hope. In these moments, closure feels urgent. But urgency is not a signal that closure is needed. It is a signal that regulation is. Relief comes from reducing activation, from consistency, from emotional safety, from redirecting attention back into the present environment. When the nervous system settles, questions lose their intensity, not because they were answered, but because they are no longer required for stability. Closure is not something another person gives. It is something that emerges once emotional activation subsides. When regulation is restored, the need for explanation diminishes naturally. What once felt unfinished begins to feel complete. Without additional information, seeking closure is not a mistake. It is an attempt to feel settled. But lasting relief does not come from understanding another person's actions. It comes from restoring internal safety. Once that occurs, the mind no longer needs to search. This has been The Inner Lens, an exploration of emotional patterns with clarity and restraint. Subscribe to The Inner Lens to get more videos like this one.